Hi and hello everyone, welcome to my next programming setup video. In today's video we are going to see how to run C programming in virtual Linux system. Let's start with downloading the virtual player. I will be surfing for virtual player for Windows, and here I can see the first link from VMware, which is a workstation player, but we need a VM player for free downloading. I will be using the 17th version of the VM player. Here I will be clicking on the Windows, so it redirects to the Windows player, and again it will be downloading will be started within a seconds. If the download has been not started, just click here. It takes some time to get from the server. The download has been started, and the next step we need to install the Ubuntu ISO file, which means the disk file. This disk file must be integrated with the VMware player to use Ubuntu in Subsystem. So I'll be surfing for Ubuntu or desktops. After searching, you can see the first link which is the original website from the Ubuntu desktop, and we can start downloading the original ISO file here. We will be seeing this Ubuntu 22.04 long-term support version. After installing, this is a legacy version. If you want more advanced new technology, new applicants, you can use this 23rd version. But let us see the 22.04 version, and the documentation is provided below. I will be installing it. I will see you soon after the download has been completed.
Approximately 10 hours later.
Welcome back. Now the files has been downloaded. VMware workstation. Let us run the workstation player now. We have to install this workstation player, then only we can enable this Ubuntu into the subsystem. The process is running now. Now you can click next, accept the terms. Now if you need any enhanced keyboard drivers, you can click or select here, but I don't need. If you require any check for product updates, you can click the check boxes. And I need the menu files, so now let's install it. After the installation, we need to set up the Linux to the subsystem. Actually, I am having an existing file, so it's copying the new files. It's replacing the existing VMware player.
A few moments later.
Click finish. Now you can open the VMware workstation. It is on desktop, or else you can also go with menu bar. The player has been opened. I am already having a Spark testing player which is created previously, so it's showing me. Now I will show you how to create a new file. Here we need to initialize the path for the ISO file. That means what we have downloaded, the Ubuntu file must be initialized here. I will copy paste the path here. Actually we have downloaded already, so I will just copy the path. If we copy this path, means we need to remove the apostrophes. The two commas should be removed, or else it will not register. The path will not be verified. So I am removing it. Now you can see the next button will be enabled shortly. The keyboard strokes will be on the bottom left corner. So you can see my transformations like shift. What are the controls I am using? I am using the username as Ubuntu. I am giving random values. The username must be in small characters and no space must be there. Password can be anything. I am just using 123. Then click the next. Now everything is fine, 64-bit. On next step, we need to set up the disk space. For lower space models, you can use 15 GB, and maximum or default we can use 20 GB. If you are using HDD means you can convert it into single disk. If you are using very large disk with SSD means you can split the virtual disk. Splitting the virtual disk is better than using as a single file because the process will be in parallel. Here comes the processing system where you can select the arrangement of memories and everything. 2 GB is enough for Ubuntu. If you are required to use more means you can maximize the memory at any time. Initially they will be using 2 processors. While we are doing with parallel processing or any other adaptive processors using concept, we need to increase this processor to complete the task faster. Now the complete setup is done. Let us run this Ubuntu. It takes some time, don't panic for any lag.
Wait for it.
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 Wait for it. Wait for it. Keep waiting. Wait for it.
Now the Ubuntu is installing to a computer. Select the language as English. Next step, we will be using normal initialization because we don't need any minimal because there will be less software updates. I will be using normal and no third party should be applied. Because third party will provide security issues. I am removing this download new updates. These download updates can be enabled if further inside the Ubuntu. For decreasing the installation purpose, I am removing this download updates. If you want, you can enable it here. In the next step, it asks for erasing the disk. After erasing the disk, no data will be lost, so don't worry about the data loss issues. It will create a file folder for Ubuntu and stores whatever the files we create. I will be selecting Kolkata. Now enter any name, whatever you want. That name will be your username. Choose a password. The password can be simple. I will be choosing login automatically, so I don't worry about it. Remember your password for more security issues. In the next step, the installation will be continued.
Later.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
The installation is completed now. After this installation, we need to restart the computer. Don't need to restart the entire Windows. Just restarting the virtual player is enough. Click restart now. Now the Ubuntu setup is ready. We can see the Ubuntu homepage. Keep everything. If you need to download any further apps, you can download from the Ubuntu store. You can see it here. Visual Studio, Spotify, PyCharm, VLC, anything can be downloaded to Linux. Only if it is available in Linux software. Then for running C program, we need to install some built-in functions. For that we need to go to the terminal and start commanding for sudo apt install build essentials. This will install all the building tools for the C program. Enter your password. The Visual Studio is running, I guess. Okay. Enter the password which you have been given for login credentials. I'll be using 123, right? So 123. Click type capital Y. Now the process will be continued. The build essentials will be downloaded. Then you can run the GCC version to build or compile the C programs. Now installation is completed. Just close this terminal. Now you can see the pop-up which is showing the software update. Here you can update the Ubuntu. Now you want to create a file. The file must be created in the home page by using new. Also we can. The file we must be creating in new folder, or else we can create in the home. You can type anything and we can create a folder. Inside that folder also we can create the file, but I'll be creating in the home page. Go to terminal, open nano, which means a notepad. It's not the original notepad, it's a GRT notepad. You can see the shortcuts on the left side, don't forget. Now I saved the file. Let us type the simple hello world program. You can directly copy paste the code if you want. If you want to run this means you can also go with code blocks or any other IDE like Visual Studio, but I am showing you how to run this in terminal with built-in tools of Linux. Here we can open the terminal and the path should be inside the home, so I'll be selecting open in terminal. Here you can see the home file. The path is selected. Now I'll be checking the GCC version. It's been installed and it's free to use for everyone. I'm going to build the exe file for GCC. The commands will be mentioned in the description. If you want to see, you can check the object file. I'll be using O and temp.exe. Click enter. Then enter. Now you want to run this exe file dot backslash the name of the exe file temp.exe. Press enter. Now you can see the output hello from T10T. The program is running successfully. That's all for the today's video. If you see this video and have any problem, just mention in comments. Feel free to comment if you face any problem. If the video is useful for you, kindly like, share and subscribe the channel. See you on the next video. Bye.